think that I'm live. What's up, guys? How's it going? Another Wednesday, live at the workbench. Trying not to be blown out by my lights. Oh, there, it's much better. How's it going, everybody? How you doing this fine evening? I got a little bit of jazz on in the background. I think it might be just a little bit too loud. Where's my remote? That's better. Another day, another dollar. Polly is occupado this evening, so I'm streaming live because no rest for the wicked, as they say. Gonna be working on. I was thinking about doing some sneaky time stuff. I was talking with this group that I'm talking to right now, but I decided against that. I'm gonna continue on with my O.M.C build. So if any of you that have been eager to see what I've been doing on that and haven't caught any of the other live streams I worked on this on, now would be a time to check it out. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Obviously, I love show and tell. I always have. It was my favorite thing growing up. Got a little iced coffee, delicious. Basically just coffee that I put in the fridge, but cold coffee's cold coffee, brothers. Hey, what's up, Michael? How you doing tonight? Let's see. I'm gonna switch over so that we have something more satisfying to watch than just my mug. Put me in there too. Why not? Party. Mr. Alex Dedoof joining in the chat as well. So, let's see. What I was working on is needed to make some missiles to add to this thing that is so heavily full of chain guns and stuff. So I wanted to add some missile launchers to it. And I grabbed these parts here. This is from Hexagear Blockbuster, or I can't remember what the other one is called, but I know one of the versions is called the Blockbuster. I got both versions. But oh, Polly, Alex, just to answer your question, Polly is occupado. He is doing some stuff. A little bit of private time. He may show up later. He may not. That's okay. It's his prerogative. I got work to do, so I'm on the bench. Yeah, so I said I grabbed these Hexagear parts. They were two different parts, actually 4 different total parts, components that got glued together. There were some nubs in there. I ripped them out, sanded it down, did up the seams, la-di-da-di, glued that together, and I thought that would make like a nice, get it over here, it makes like a nice hub, like the central part with which to put missile banks off of. And I got a few of these. I actually got one of these from Zach, one of his Zach flash sales. So I get into the actual camera. This is a Macross Super Parts set. Basically, just the additional armaments for the Vertec. And so what I'm using out of this is I've used, for the legs, I use these 2 outside components. I will also probably be using these, additionally using these armor components, which are probably going to, or maybe not get so. We'll see if the camera likes it. Anyhow, you can see they got a little bit of detail on them. They're kind of nice. I might add those to spruce up the legs. Because even as detailed as some of the parts on the legs are right now, I feel like got to get a little bit different. Let's see, where did I get the miniguns from? Yeah, these Vulcans, these ones, are from, hang on, I gotta get on the phone here and grab that. I talked about them a bunch of times, but they are 1:6 scale. It's in my things. Great, good words. This makes for great TV. Here we go. It is the, what the heck is it called? Oh, DIY puzzle model. Let's see what do we get here. Let's see. Show me again. Yeah, 1:6 scale plastic assembled DIY puzzle model toy. It's the dumbest thing in the world, but in regards to a description, but that's literally what it says on it. What I bought was a multi pack. Basically, you get one of the units that I put together. Here's another one. This is another like nicely detailed assault rifle. Yeah, the one that I got was like the full run. It's 8 kits. They sell them individually as well. But the one I got was 8 kits to all of them. You get like a chain gun, a sniper rifle, assault rifles, bullpups, all sorts of stuff. And I will actually share this in the Discord under Soshi Meets. So, do. If I can get to it, I will share it in a second. This one looks like it's a better deal. A better deal. You'll be better off. If I can work up the cognitive capacity to share the item. There it is. On the Discord. So, wow. I missed some chat. eBay 3D puzzle nailed it? Yeah, basically. No, I've got the goof. I could pull it out. It's quite a bit different. There it is. Social Meets. Boom. Share it. Yeah, that's where the big gats came from. It's I installed these. Just pull the head off. I installed these little gats here on the side. Um, these are from the high grade full armored unicorn Gundam set. I built a few of those back in the day for another build. Let's see. Where was I? Oh yeah. So yeah, super parts set from the Macross from Bandai. 1/72, and it's great. It comes with a bazillion fucking missiles and all sorts of cool boosters and stuff. So I'm gonna build more missile packs. I already took the liberty of building and cleaning these 2 sets here and gluing them up into stacks. So my plan is, I think, to double those. Lots of missiles, right? And then have double those with this guy. Get up in the view here. You know, I'm learning. Get these like loaded up on that. I've got some nice radomes that are Bandai aftermarket parts. I'm gonna work those into it as well, so that you can always aim twice, shoot once. Those are gonna go into it, and yeah. Maybe I'll get into doing some other armor work on these sub arms. I was working out a way to make these. It's all off camera. Sorry. To make all of these like plastic joints that I integrated into here. I make these clear plastic joints hidden. So I'm working on a way to like step up the armor and hopefully add in a layer of like cover to that. Not like with the plastic itself or the styrene, but with like rubber, essentially like nitrile. So like a nitrile glove, like what Andy does for the Thunderbolt kits. So, cheers to Andy. Getting married in a couple of days. So yeah, this is really kind of cool. When I open these kits up, it's really neat to just get these runners, and it's like bombs. It's like a song from the Cranberries. Bad joke right now. All right, so I need for my plan to take several of these. and just make a big pile of parts. This music's alright, but I'm not really digging it. May have to switch it up here in a little bit. It's getting a little bit like old-timey, a little too chill. I'm not that chill. I just drank a fucking iced coffee. I got energy. I got... I'm just kidding. I was about to go someplace crazy, but I'm not going to. Oh. Part down. Easy retrieval. Always a good time. And yes. And yes, and yes. I do really like the variety of sizes too. You get like these, right now what I'm snipping out is these larger components that basically make up these guys. This is just like a double. It's got like a carrier here, and then just two large, which they do actually pop off of there unless I glued them on. No, they do pop off. Oh, come on. It's whisper quiet. Yeah, and then those pop off, and either that or I don't know, maybe, yeah, that has to be the case. That pops off there with this launch. Our crazy missiles. I assume there's imagery for that here on the in the book. I'll look it up in a second. But yeah, so my plan is to mount several of these on to also add to more. Yeah, definitely Gunpla and chill. It's always that way unless I'm on Mechanism. If I'm on Mechanism, then I am in rare form. Alex, you're now done with your Saturday business. You can probably jump onto a Mechanism stream from time to time if you should desire. These two. Oh my goodness. What fungus is put? Ah, yes. I feel like it should be like twilight in the fall, and we should be on a porch somewhere with this music going in the background. Not that I'm minding. It's quite chill. All right. I don't think I need any more parts off of this runner. I just need some of these guys, and I'll do that when I get to them. Okay. Got a little bit of a mess here. Let's roll this up a little bit. I was just reading in my Adam Savage book today about this process called knolling, and it's arranging the items for a particular set or just on your workspace in just arranging them in order so that you can see what you have, so that nothing is hidden, and then helps you also to remove all of the things from your work space that you're not currently using. So like, I'm not building these radomes, I'm not going to need this stuff, it's just getting in the way essentially, and then I am going to have to fight my way through it. Now it also makes me want to look for the bag parts, which is something I should have done anyways. Pointing out my flaws to myself. Here we go. Trying to be a better modeler. don't know if you guys use these builder's parts. I got on a little kick and I bought a bunch of multiple sets of different ones that were available, as they don't always tend to be available. Just stack those shits in the drawer. I suppose I should put that radon in. All right. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Everything is a Hammer. Yes, that is a book. Exactly, Michael. It's pretty good. Some of the stuff I already know because I have been a maker and a builder of things my whole life. So I picked up a lot of stuff on the way, but I'm always learning new things, and it's always good to relearn the stuff you already knew or hear it again. Reinforces what you already knew and helps you become stronger in your own way. It's also good to learn all other people's ways of doing things, even if you're not going to adopt it for yourself, just so that it helps you become stronger in your own particular passion or your own particular techniques. So I try to soak up information wherever I can. I'm sure we all do that. Not saying I'm special or anything. I'm just another manic builder. All right, this is gonna help me do this quite easy. I gotta clean all these parts up. I'm going to be utilizing my USA Gundam store single-sided nippers. I think they're considered single-sided because only one of the arms moves, even though there are two blades on it. Catch it? Nope. Carpet is clinch. Sorry, I should say low carpet is clinch for maintaining your parts when they fall to the ground from their klutziness. Okay. Down. All right. This is our current sound system over here. I'm pretty sick. Oh, I didn't say this, but I got these from the full armor high grade unicorn. Destroy. I got many of these extra missile pods to throw on because hey, you can never have enough pods. Well, Alex, all you got to do is put a shirt on and then just don't let the camera go below. Because like right now, it would look. I could be pantsless, but I'm not. But yeah. Enough of that one. So nothing super duper exciting to talk about right now. I've got a lot of shit going on. I'm still working on a GBWC build in the background that I started like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, like maybe we'll see. I am interested to see how this whole thing goes down. We'll see if I get my build to the point where I feel I'm comfortable with it being judged. If it's not ready, then I just won't submit anything. It's okay. I don't have to submit. Ultimately, I only planned on doing this one, the one I'm currently working on here, this build. this year. My only main commitment. And at the last minute, I was like, fuck it. Might as well. That's pretty far away. I almost can't remember. Make it a little more personal. I really very much enjoy filing. I know that it can be, very destructive when dealing with plastic, but it was one of the first tools that I ever really learned how to use well. Um, and so I've always just like kind of stuck with it. I was taught some locksmithing when I was a kid by my dad. He was a locksmith by trade, so taught me how to file keys for small locks, like small padlocks and things. Just as a thing. I don't know if it's probably like a busy task or something like that, but it taught me a lot. Um, and then I've just continued throughout the years, and then now as a metal worker, obviously, I use files like daily, multiple files. And I get to be a little bit of a stickler about how people use their tools. But it's all right. It's good to have standards. They give you the weirdest little seam line around the edge of this thing. So wacky. I mean, it mostly gets removed when you like mop it down with the 400 grit sanding sponge. I mean, my sponges are beat up, but whatever. Still 400 grit. Um, but it is kind of like a little bit of a pain. This is better. Oh boy, 6 parts down, only 857 billion to go. Super exhilarating show. All right. So, file incomplete on that subsection, which belongs to this one. Yeah. All right. Giant hands, tiny parts. I'll glue all these parts together because I don't want there to be any weird separations that happen down the line. This is gonna this build, this model will be a fixed figure. It won't be posable, movable. It can't stand up on its own. It's going on a diorama. I've got a bunch of stuff coming for it still in the mail. Just to make it the coolest because I'm going to be stoked on this. This is something that I want to put. I'm probably going to want to put on display in my, when we get out of this tiny spot here in Brooklyn, get someplace a little bit bigger, a little more space. But something I can put out on display. Obviously, behind the golden cloche, but should be pretty tight. Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, I am too. I don't mind it at all, honestly. No. And it just says on the screen, it just says play the music, and then there's like a steaming cup of coffee that is in an unending loop of just like the hottest cup of coffee in the world. It's been going for 30 minutes now. It's still steaming. How can I not have that cup of coffee? Okay, next part set. These little guys. Now, the parts that I just finished off are the tail of the missiles, the rocket tails. I assume that that's focusing. I can't see because my chat window's in the way. There you go. You can kind of see it there. They have like little reveals that's really blown out because my lights are really bright. He's all right. Okay. I'll tell you, these nippers are great. USA Gundam store. Now, I've never owned a pair of God hands. I got my wife a set of G Temples. They're pretty decent. She seems to like them quite a bit, but she doesn't really build models as much as I do, or that. Um, but yeah, these are great. I won these from the Kotobukiya contest earlier this year, and yeah, just nice little add into it. Um, Good on those kids at USA Gundam store. I know that you guys here in that are watching right now, all both of you already shop there, so I don't need to. All right. Once again, crazy weird little seam, but in the end, it just gets dusted right off. It's dusted Hoffman. Terrible, terrible joke. All dead jokes, no kids. It's my new catchphrase. And there it is. One a unit of measles. A pew pew. Ah, yes. Still waiting on the Alex. That sucks. But that's kind of just how it goes. I'm sure you'll have it here in the next couple of days. Seems like what I was reading in the Discord, they just got him. I haven't been following it because I have my own means to an end when it comes to the Alex. But I haven't spoken with Adam specifically about it because, like, I'm not invested really. But yeah, it'll come on through, and when it does, oh, how the peasants will rejoice. The fiefdom. Oh, the mead will flow strong that day. And another one. Crushing it. It's almost like I've built these before. Sweetie. You got something to say? Of your what did you say? Of your cauliflower steak. Ah, yes. My wife made wonderful cauliflower steaks this evening. She gave me. She made a little tiny one for me to have as well, as she is a vegetarian mostly. She has pescatarian leanings, we'll say. And I am a regular old human being. Not saying that she's not a human being because she's not. She needs all the meats and everything like I do. I honestly almost feel like with this music going right now, I should have a black and white movie going on in the background. Before the talkies came around. Get some Charlie Chaplin on there or something. I suppose that's one thing you could say about those old silent era films is that they promoted literacy. Squeezy peasy. Cool. And there we go. 4 more pod people supplanted. All right. Let's sand them up. We'll glue them together. Why not? Some sandy sponges. Various. As you can see, I like to use them until they're like falling apart at the seams. Because why not? I mean, I paid for it. Might as well get my money out of it. not going to need that. That's going to be too abrasive. All right, I'm just going with sponges. This one's 15, I think, or it was at one point, and these are 4, or they were at one point. Basically, just try and find a nice edge and get the crooks and the nannies. Maybe I'm getting a little bit of like a This Old House vibe off of this music too. Almost expect Norm Abrams to walk in through the door. Bob Vila. Someone's going to be mortise and tendoning something. All right, so a little more. I'm not really doing anything super duper crazy to these. The sponges are super duper. I keep saying super duper. Okay, so I'm not really doing anything incredibly crazy. The sponges are very forgiving when it comes to surface like texture and like the anomalies, like little raised bits and the bumps and the bobs. But it does a pretty good job of eliminating, your shine, as well as any of the marks left behind by filing, which I barely push when I file. I guess maybe I should do a video on filing or something. People talk about that very much, just because there's a lot that goes into it, and I'm kind of a self-described file snob, so at least technique. I also believe you can take any tool and make it work. You just have to know how to use it. So I still have paintbrushes that I use that I got when I was 17. So I've had them for 33 years. Is that right? 23 years. I'm not 50. 23 years. Sorry. There we go. So you can see difference. The shine, the scuffing. There we go. Back to the 4. And as long as you don't really take these surfaces and break them over a sharp edge, like if you're not like my little drill press jig, right? If you're taking your sanding pad and you're like raking on the hard edge of or a point of something like that, if you're gonna try and take that down with something like this, you're just gonna destroy this poor thing. It's gonna just die. It's gonna disintegrate in front of your eyes, and you'll weep tears of pain and sorrow. Use a file for something like that. If you're gonna try and knock something down, get a little bit of a radius on it, and then go at it with your sanding pad. Just try to save yourself a little. And these are cheap. You can get these at some hardware stores and at some arts and crafts stores. You can get these for $1 or less a piece, depending on surplus and blah blah blah. Yeah. Oh, that too. And pressing too hard and just totally shifting the surface, the plane, taking a nice crisp flat edge and then just leaning on it a little too hard. Now I deal with that stuff every day as a metal worker and doing mostly finish work. So I have many years practice on many different types of surfaces. They all react a little bit differently, but they all kind of also react a little bit the same. Cool. Filing demo, I will definitely put in the works then. I got lots of files. I got them from the teeny tiny 00 diamond files all the way up to the gigantic big kahuna 18-inch files. So I'll try not to make it too long. I don't know if I like that. Still getting... No, it's flat. It just looks funky. It's got that funky beat. So good. See, I'm going at it with the coarser grit, hitting it with the finer grit, and then as you see, I've got my chip brush. This is just a regular run-of-the-mill cheapy bristle brush, right? It's a 1-inch, and it was about that long when I got it. So the first thing I did was I cut the tip off of it because it's not this. All this doesn't do you any good out here. That just turns into waste. But at this height, you can use it to get a good brush. And I just brush my parts out with it. The bristles are thin enough that they get into the little crevasses, but they're also soft enough at this length that they're not going to like do anything dumb or get caught, pull out. Basically just works away all the dust. So you can really see what you've got. Now, if you want to refine them a little bit farther too, like these ones I did, as you can see, they're a little bit more refined. They have a little bit more sheen back. Obviously, there's a glue line on this one. I don't know if you can see that. You can't really see it, but there's a glue line there that I can see. It's driving me crazy. Anyways, these ones have a little bit more shine than these, and that's because I use some of my favorite tool, which is this micron paper that you can get from 3M. They sell it on Amazon, Zonia brand or whatever, but basically it's just 3M micron paper. You get five sheets of varying microns from like supposedly it's like a 600 grit up to I think like a few thousand grit. I think like 10,000 or something like that, maybe 12,000 grit. I got it right here. I can look. 14,000 grit, 600 grit, 1,200 grit, 1,800 grit, 8,000 grit, 11,000 grit, and 14,000 grit. And now I will always swear by this stuff. You can do so many amazing things with this paper because it's like a soft, like pliable paper, not like your other like your emery cloths or your like your static sticks sandpapers. I don't have any handy. They're like paperback. Those aren't going to work very well. They're not going to flow and flex. These ones do. And because of their high grit and their versatility, you can use them to polish anything. I had an accident when I was building the other day. I was trying to get some Zap-A-Gap to set. And so I grabbed my kicker, pulled out my kicker, clicked the cap off, gave it a shot right on the glued part. And the overspray went onto the clear cover for the sensor protector here. This clear cover. As you can see, it's clear. It was not clear. It was cloudy, etched. It etched a blast pattern across this whole part here. And then there was just nothing but spattery spots. I can kind of see a little bit of one right there. But what I did was I grabbed the 8,000 grit. First thing I just went at it with the 8,000 grit, and I worked it all down with the 8,000 grit, and then 11,000, and after I got through 14, here it is. It's clear again. You can polish your Gundam, your clear Gundam bits and whatever with this paper. You can get it back to shiny and clear again if it fogs up. Is it easy? No. Is it going to work all the time? I can't guarantee that it will, but you never know until you try. And I always have to try. So, but yeah, you can take some of the same stuff and just mop the surface a little bit. It gives a little bit of a polish to it. So, as you can see, I'm like Ron peeling the fuck out of my products today. I'm not even sponsored by anybody or trying to sell anything. Just love this stuff. A little bit of elbow grease. And the shine is back. It's got a little bit of that. You can see it right there. It's got a little bit of a luster where the other part right here, this part is just sanded. This part has been polished now just a little bit. It's got a little bit of that luster, but it doesn't have that glaring fresh out of the box shine. That's what I like to do for my kits that I'm not going to paint, that I just snap up. I like to sand each one of them down and hit them with the high grit paper, the high grit cloth. It's like more of a sanding cloth than a paper, and yeah. Then they have that like not top coated. I'm not top coating. I'm not panel lining. I'm not doing any of that stuff. But they still end up looking incredible in the case, incredible on the shelf. Did that with my Sinanju Steinberg. It was great. It's also a really meditative process. Making sure that every edge is taken care of. Oh man, the plastic there. It's all right. Cool. Well, I'll just sand these up real quick as well. Turn the music up a little bit while I'm not helping. Like a little camera adjustment here. There you And the funny thing is, I'm sanding all these things down and polishing all these sides down, but when the blocks are actually together, only 2 of the 4 sides will actually be visible. So I'm really just doing a lot of this for my own good. I'm the only one that will ever know about it. I suppose you guys will too. coming up with that. All right. Ah. Fancy time here. Just a touch. Just a hint of the fancy time. Just the slightest indication. All right. Oh shit. So I decanted this spray bottle of Mr. Surfer 1200 into this old thinner bottle. I'm gonna open it a little here. Pressure. It's still off gassing the propellant that's in it. So I brought home the marbles that I took out of the can when I opened the can up, and I'm gonna pop them in this bottle today so that I can keep it mixed up. It doesn't lose its marbles. Yeah. But this is a bottle of old here. You gotta have a bottle of old. I think everybody does. Basically, every time I run low on a bottle, it like goes into old. And then I'll use old until old is to the point where I don't really want to use old. And then I open a new bottle and I use that until it gets low, and then it goes into old until old gets big enough to use. And then I use old. Right now we're using old. We're gonna glue cement. We're gonna cement these parts together to make fat stacks. Yo, we're getting fat stacks on tonight's live stream. People don't even know what they're missing out on. All the fat stacks. And this Tamiya thin just basically disappears. So I landed on pretty thick. I glued up these other parts last night, and when I was doing it, I had been doing a bunch of work, so just constantly doing work. But yeah, I had a bunch of chips, like plastic chips and dust, out on the bench, as is the way it goes when you're, cutting styrene and sanding and filing things down. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna work on these missile pods. I'm gonna glue them together. Just chips everywhere, little like melted pieces of styrene stuck to everything. Ugh. Clean your workbench, kids, all the time. Might not seem right. Null that shit, like I was saying, null it. Organize your workbench. Put things in order so you can see what you've got. Nothing's in the way. Even if you just like working in like the general area, you don't want to be confined to working in a 18-inch by 18-inch or 12-inch by 12-inch hole in the center of the mountainous piles of workbench detritus, looking like planet Earth and Wall-E, just like mounds of stuff. My good friend Andy, who is getting married in a couple of days, is notorious for having piles of project on his workbench. That kid, something special, I tell you. All right. had initially last evening when I was putting together the idea for this little launcher unit, I had my bits glued together and everything kind of stacked out, and I was feeling kind of a little bit disappointed. Didn't feel like I had quite enough missiles. Thinking that I had all of the missiles out for 2 of these add-on sets. Never can have too many. In fact, I have 3, but only one used to. Anyhow, I was looking at some media from anime manga, and it was the Atano. Shoot, what's it called? What's it called? The Macross missile. I'm gonna have to look it up right now. Missile Circus. That's it. The Otano Circus. That is what it is called. Thank you, Michael. I figured you would know. The kids talked about it on MSB last, couple seasons ago. And Alex is in laundry purgatory. You gotta suffer to be beautiful, Alex. You gotta suffer to be beautiful. But I'll tell you what, bro. Clean sheets can't be. Oh, dude, I know. I love those. I was just watching some of that last night. Like I was saying, we talking about it. I was just watching that on the YouTubes, some of the compilations, and then talking about it. I'm sure that, if they have like whatever for 10 hours, they'll have like, what is it, Crab Rave? I saw Crab Rave for 10 hours. They gotta have like Otano Missile Circus, Otano Circus for 10 hours or whatever. I challenge. Where would you? I guess you could put that up at a rave in the 90s, and that would go over really well. Just put that on set up a projector on like a bed sheet hanging on the wall of a barn somewhere. Yeah. Raves like the old days. I feel like there was always that. You always had like someone was playing Ninja Scroll on a loop or Ghost in the Shell on a loop in the background. Look at all of those beautiful, beautiful missiles. Oh my, oh my. That's 40 fine firing. I'm not going to keep going with the F, so I'll just end up being derogatory, or not derogatory, but vulgar. Yeah, amazing. Missiles. Pew. Oh, I also have these. I'll throw these guys in there too. Missiles on the side. Oh wait, maybe I should get here on center so that it doesn't look all derpville. Then you guys can look at it and be like, this does make sense. Not like, you're a fucking moron, Brian. Get out of here. What if I do that? Obviously, I'll just, because these from the full armor unicorn, obviously they need to be cleaned up a little. There's nubs and stuff on them, but I'll just drill this pinhole in the side of the stack and stick it right in there. I'll drill it just a hair small so that there's like a tight fit, and I can leave them. I don't have to. I can disassemble it, reassemble it. Johnny 5. Yeah, let me get my head in the way here so I can look at this. That's a lot of missiles. It's 52 missile barrage. 52 missile barrage. Come on down to Chester's. We got 52 missiles. Alright. Then this is intense. It is an intense amount of missiles to be launched. I feel like they should be raised. Like this thing seem to be like up here. I'm getting like boombox vibes out of this. Not like that's a bad thing, but I'm getting boombox vibes out of this. I really want to use both of these radomes. I want to like integrate them so that they can be glue that so it stays. I worry about I'll break it if I do. There we go. We can space them out a little bit. Have one in the front and one in the back. And then where am I going to put this? Do I have another set of those parts? I might. I have a lot of parts. Like an obscene amount of parts. I'm going to go look. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourself. Zuh? Wait, we just got 4 people. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. It's just me. Paul is occupado. And those of you that haven't been watching, I'm working on a missile barrage of sorts for a large quadruped mech. Yeah. I'm going to go look for parts. I'll be back in 2 shakes. I'm going to make another drink too because I just killed that one. Almost back, not quite back. Okay, got a box. Box of fun. The fun box. Not really. Fun box is just a skateboarding obstacle. Basically like a pyramid with a ramp on one side and like a ledge on one edge and a ledge on the edge. A ledge on the edge. There's an alleged ledge on the edge. That was terrible. I should not speak anymore. Okay. Gonna move these stacks. I'm gonna throw things around and make the world explode a little bit because we're going into this box. I don't know how to control my camera. There we go, that works. Okay. This is more than what it looks like. This is many, many things in here. It is parts from this big option set that I used in my Kodo build this year that I already talked about earlier in the stream. And it's lots and lots of little weirdness, like little booster bits. They kind of like threw in everything but the kitchen sink. You get like weird hands in here like I don't need, and weird guns, and lots of stuff like parts that were never clear in any actual kit, but they cast them clear for this specific kit so that it's different. You know, lots of weird chrome plated plastic or like fake chrome cast. Chromecast. All right. More and more. More guns. Guns. Lots of guns. You tell him, Keanu. Alright. Now I'm into this. I'm looking for Blockbuster parts, but I'm not seeing them. I'm seeing what's left of this kit. I have almost the entirety of this kit. I'm missing the arms because I stole them. I stole the arms and I stole the guns. But as you've clearly seen, I have plenty of guns to go along, so he'll be fine. I assure you. Everybody rushes to the comments section. I don't believe you. Okay, so the parts I was looking for were not here. The droids were not here, said the stormtrooper. Oh, looks like I gotta go to the bins. Alright. Okay, here's the bins. Let's see if I can get the camera taller. I'm gonna have to minimize chat real quick so that I can see where this camera's going. Alright. Cool. Pretty decent. Bring back the chat. Hello, chat. Okay. What's in this box? This is how I organize most of my parts. For those of you that haven't seen any of my live streams where I talk about how I organize my parts, I've probably done it 4 times. It's okay. I'll do it again. Got... These are... This bin is excess off-color from the Deep Striker. This is unicorn parts and these weird drills. What's that?
Cables used to charge it.
Oh, I have no idea where those are. Here, take this one.
Somewhere, but here
you go.
Oh.
You're welcome. Many happy returns. All right, where was I? Oh yeah, so what is this? Is that? No, that's not. Those are bazooka parts. These are little weird little military men. That's not going to do it. We've got those are for Messerschmitt. That's not it. More unicorn gats. Gotta have gats. Can't get enough gats. No. No. All right. This was a flop. Next bin. Oh, this is a more modern bin. I know it's in here. Free. Some more across here. It's not going to be in this one. It's got some of my own cast parts for the IBO kits. This one's modified. I had done some filling and stuff. It was originally for this build. These are some other ones that are actually parts for my own resin cast. Ooh, look at that. Master grade size. IBO full city chest armor. Ooh. Sorry. Alright, I feel like we walked into a movie. Alright. What's in here? This is mostly kits that have been parted out or broken down to be used as components. Alright, there's some Kodo here. And some Kodo here. But not the droids that I am seeking. We've got high-grade Julieta, we've got the high-grade G-Self, we've got the high-grade Full City, high-grade Red Warrior. This is the Ashamar, this is the Dar 100 scale. This is Master Grade Straight Blue. This is from G-Reco. This is the... Shit, I can never remember it. One of the G-Reco kits. And this is the Tortoise arms. IBO Rhodey? Yeah, Rhodey arms. Not here. No ticket. One more bin. And we have master grade hands, high grade hands. Everybody loves these guys, right? Norris. And Shiro. Let's see. Grease parts. No. Dismay. Boosters. Not finding what I'm looking for, and I don't like it. It's not the end of the world. Where I have put that? Next question. Oh, I'm missing the chat. Hang on. What's up, Michael? Kodo kits have been pretty decent. Not gonna lie. I mean, it's not the same because it's not the same. I had a lot of fun working with the Tortoise and the Tiger. I can't remember what that one's called. Anyhow, yeah, but I had fun working with those. Some of that stuff's like outlined in my my Insta. I was actually kind of tight-lipped about that. I've been getting a little bit more tight-lipped as I get into more of my custom builds because it's so easy for people to like snake your ideas. So, but yeah, they work pretty good. The fit's pretty decent. They don't really have as many polycabs as the Bandai kits do. They need a little bit of care because you can break parts, just like you can break anything. But it's not nearly as tight as say like a Supernova. Like the Supernova Sandrock was like super duper tight, where like the Kodo kits just they fit snug and they're pretty solid. So yeah, I recommend trying one if you're into it. Find a design you like, build one. The Hexagear kits are pretty tight. Like I said, the Blockbuster, I got one of my own that I put together, and then I picked one up off of Zach that he had put together for review to use as parts and whatnot. Yeah, so that's that. And let's see, was that a Dogma reference? Probably. I reference things constantly, so that's just kind of. Oh, a Megami device kit. Yeah, see, I haven't done any of that stuff, but I know what you're talking about. There's like maybe one of those kits that is like looked cool. Something like had like a transforming aspect to it. I think I saw it in like HLJ back in January. Or like no, Hobby Japan, not Hobby Link Japan, but Hobby Japan, the magazine. Um, Same shit. Anyhow, I'm gonna go put these back and try and find that part. All right, maybe I gave up too quickly. Maybe that's where I've messed up. Because I have them. I just looked at my parts list and they're around. And they're not in any of those parts collections. Did I save them? I didn't save those, did I? No, I didn't. I doubt I did. I just gotta look a little bit deeper. Let's see if I just misplaced the runner. I may have walked right past it in here and not thought about it because of all of the runners that look so very, very similar. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't think that was crazy. I'm crazy for digging the runners back out. I don't. Well, second round in the same box that I looked through completely before was a bust. Big surprise. This is the live stream where Brian just digs through all of his boxes of parts and looks for something to build with it. Alright, where's the okay, I don't think it's in here. I also have, like a big bin. I also have another small bin, but it's a little it's only full of metal parts, so I know for a fact that it's not there. Okay, so this is mostly full of mega-sized parts. Big surprise. And then, like, action bases and stuff. But in the corner, I have bags of things. Like the valued system here for your P-Bandai lovers. Got the back parts set for this SD Neo Xeon. Got 2 sets of the 100 scale IDO Lucian back skirt. This is a aftermarket P-Bandai back parts for the Hammer. Nope, not there. Well, heck. And dang. Both of them. Where in the frick did I put that stuff? Would I have put it? Would I have put it someplace stupid? Possibly. Regardless, makes for bad content. I'm not going to keep looking. I thought I had them handy, but I do not. So, until I find out whether or not those components are completely lost for good or just temporarily misplaced, I will not glue those into stacks of 20, I mean, just in case I want to have 2 sets of launchers. Ooh, how fun would that be? Just fucking missiles going everywhere. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. I like it a lot. I can't get that out of my head though. Where are those parts? Alright, that's okay. They will turn up. Gotta let it go. Let's make some more missiles. Super exciting. Sometimes I cut so well with my initial cut that you barely can even see a nubbles. Let's go with. Now I use a. Oh man, my head's all up in that shit. Let's get down here. Back down to ground level. Alright. I use a variety of sanding tools for my sanding. I got a bunch of like decent sanding sticks from like a really cheap Amazon buy. I got like one batch that was really good, and I was like, oh yeah, these are the shit, and I told a bunch of people about them. And then the next batch that I got was like way not very good. It was mostly coarse grit, like weird rando cast-offs. There was a couple of fine grit ones, but it was mostly just coarse grit. I, throw the dice again. Third time, got another good set. But at that point, I was like, all right. This inconsistency is kind of wackadoo because I had so many of the coarse sticks that I just started going to those sponges that I was talking about earlier. And obviously the micron paper. But I've always used the micron paper. The sponges are just super duper versatile. They're kind of expensive. If you get them from Tamiya, you can get them from 3M by the case pack. And they work out to being, I think they're about half the price if you buy them in bulk. But that's the thing, is if you're going to crunch numbers like that, part of the thing that I do at my job in my shop, I do ordering and some logistics stuff. So I have to like think about that large scale thing. Yeah. So You okay? Oh. We're having an interesting night of technological woes at the house.
Yeah.
And my cat is now yelling at us. I think she got upset that we're not in the other room.
I left her. She was sitting next to me.
She woke up. I woke up and you were gone. Easy, you're a cat. Still.
Hi.
Sure, you guys can hear the cat yelling in the background.
You say hi to me.
Bye, guys. Thanks for stopping in. Nerds. How dare you come in on my Gundam modeling live stream? Actually, it's just weird random mecha. It's not really Gundam right now. But it will be in the future. I keep telling myself that I won't do like multiple contests a year. And every time that I say that I won't be doing multiple contests, I hear about a bunch of contests that I want to participate in. Oh, that's just the way it is. It's because I enjoy the hobby. For myself. Alright. Oh, so nice. These things are so easy, so smooth. Goes together so smooth. I am slightly disappointed that I didn't find those parts. I know that they are around. Oh, I will blow it up in the Soshi Meads when I find out what happened. Which poltergeist, which gremlin it was that squirreled away my goodies. And it'll be me, obviously, that did it, but I can blame it on a poltergeist. Because that's really the reason that there are poltergeists. Is have something good to blame things on. The concept of art contests always confused me. I don't think of it as an art contest. I think of it as like a build. It's not really. I mean, in a contest, it's just like it's a challenge. It's a a build off is a contest. Like I have friendly build offs. There's still quote unquote contests or competitions with my friends. They might be friendly. There might not be a prize, and it doesn't really matter. I'm not really in it to win it. I mean, I do my best, but I'm not in it just to win it. I'm in it to participate and have a good time, and maybe show some people some things that they've never seen before and hadn't thought about, and maybe find out some things that I hadn't thought about, which is what usually happens. Is I end up learning a lot while I'm doing my build and improving my own skills. So that's what I like about that. I also liked that's what I liked about GBWC last year was the ability, like the opportunity to go and show my kit with a bunch of other kits, just like IPMS. When I went to New Jersey in April this year, I went to IPMS, International Plastics Modeler Society or something like that. I went to IPMS and that was great. Like, got to hang out with a bunch of bros from the area. They all, that build robot models and figure painting, and then like scale modeling as well, and like all of the variety of people. You've got kids that are in there that are in their teens. You've got the old guys that have been doing this stuff since before plastic was even a thing. It's pretty rad. That's what I like, is to be able to go and hang out. And here in the city in New York, we don't really have a lot of those gatherings. It's really kind of sad. It's mostly because space and time. So it's all about Neil deGrasse Tyson. No, Carl Jung. Actually, no. It's about how much it costs to hold an event somewhere and getting people there logistically in regards to timing. So maybe I can work something out after things settle down a little bit this year. Towards the turn of the new year, we can get like a MSB thing going. Because I know there's a bunch of the fans of the show are in the city, and Tom and Nina are in the city, obviously. And some of the folks on the Patreon are there as well. So maybe we can get a little coffee and wine meetup. A little bit of a building session. Tell a couple jokes. Have a larf. I don't know. It'd be cool, I think. I like the community aspect of the whole thing. Yeah. I can see that being a similar way. I haven't seen any Battle of the Bands since, I want to say, like 1999. But then again, I know that the music scene out here on the East Coast, so I grew up in the Midwest, but the music scene out here on the East Coast is much larger. So the idea of Battle of the Bands out here makes more sense than it does out there. I mean, not to say that good music doesn't come from the Midwest, but or the plains, as it were. Right, just about wrapped up these missiles. Got these nice little red caps on them. Now, one thing that's real tight about these weapons edition sets that are made by Bondi for the Macross is that they come with water slide decals. Oh yeah, baby! Like all P-Bandai kits should, but don't. Should have more decals. There we go. All right. Nothing like three nubs on it. That's fine. I think it's inset slightly. Yeah, when I paint it, it will never be seen. And if you tell anyone, that'll just be our little secret. All right. And those are actually, I think. Okay, then they just plug in like this. Pluggy duggy do. Pluggy fresh. There it is. More missiles. How nice. And we have many missiles now for the shooting. We will fire them at the enemies and sometimes the friendlies by accident. Oops. Look at all those missiles. God dang, they're beautiful. Oh, nice. Cool. Well, maybe things will work out and I can help those guys arrange something. I don't know. I'm just spitting ideas. Call it spinning. But with that, I think I'm going to call this live stream, call it a quits. Only been on for about an hour and 40, but I really want to go deep diving, find out where those missing parts are. I need to be able to make another one of these. I will make another one of these because I have the parts somewhere, and it's such a fun shape. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out. It's fun to have a little bit of a solo stream and chat with basically with just you, Michael, and Alex while he's doing his laundry. I guess we had Rick Burns in for a hot second. But yeah, so ice cream. My wife's eating ice cream. She's very excited about it. Yeah, so thanks for hanging out, guys. No, this is normally like a weekly live stream that goes down on Wednesday nights at about 9 o'clock. My name is Brian. Go by the handle Bro Builder on all the social medias, Instagram, Twitter. I think I'm on Reddit. I'm in the Discords and stuff like that. And then I have like Facebook stuff too, Brian Nightclub Creations. If you want to go check out my Facebook stuff, I really don't spend a lot of time on there because they're super invasive in our lives. So I love talking to you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Be well, build something fun, and I'll catch you next time. Ciao.